Hello everyone, hi, it's me, Giffyglyph. Welcome to Social Encounter, a little D&D stream where I sometimes talk about D&D. How is everyone doing today? Oh, okay, so today's the Strider stream, is it? Hey, look who's gracing us with his presence. How's it going? Oh, there we go. Oh, he's just like, yeah. Just tuned in to like drop us his little kind of, you know, trinkets, right, and then just disappear off to his like super busy life. Oh my god. Hang on, sorry, right, where am I at? Hi Fabre. Yeah, here we go. It's finally turned up. What's going on? Hi Mountain Dew. Hey Mickey, how's it going? Happy Sabbath. Yeah, it's Sunday, right? Oh, finally. Ugh. Right, where are we at? Hang on, sorry, I'm way behind the curve. Okay, it's more Strider stuff, more Strider stuff. And there we go, perfect. Alright, I caught up, excellent. Hey God Hunters, how's it going? You know what will make me watch more often? Gothic. It's on the list. I don't know if it's on an actual list. It will happen. I need to get back into Gothic. It's still... It does kind of irk me that I haven't fucking done it. But I've been so excited, or more like productive, I think is the word, right? Because I've finally been like doing some Foundry stuff. So we're kind of getting there. And this might kind of be the end of like... I've done like 2 months of just Sunday streams, I guess. So I'm kind of switching back to... I think I'm going to switch back to a 2 stream a week schedule. So maybe there'll be time for Gothic in that. Anyway, let me catch up. Sorry. Hey Lex, how's it going? Scolas is wondering, the plans for the font to be adjustable. Adjustable in what? I'm assuming this is in the Discord, which I have definitely paid attention to today. Definitely haven't. Right, sorry, where am I at? You know, in the meantime, I finished Gothic 2, Risen, and I'm making solid progress in Dark Souls. Oh, is this your first time playing Dark Souls, Strider? Oh, I'm kind of jealous, because that's like a game you only get to experience once. I finally got to introduce firearms to the campaign. Hey, Magic. Firearms are like a really kind of interesting one. I kind of like, for darker dungeons, I wanted to do an investigation, actually, really, to see if there was like scope for a firearms module there or something to make them a bit more fixed. What's the word? A bit more interesting, I guess, but I haven't really been able to find the time to do that yet. Such a new campaign last Thursday, fully implemented all of all of the good things. So is that basically just everything but Dread? I mean, I'm assuming that's where we're at, right? Oh look, I completely fucked up my notepad. Yeah, there we go. See, look, this is me figuring out Monster Maker stuff. Let me just let's just fix this, shall we? Okay, there we go. Right, that's about right. Yeah, perfect, or at least doable. In the module, the default font in the module is kind of hard to read. Okay, all right. Give me 5 minutes, and we'll probably talk a little bit about that, because obviously I need to do a recap of what I've been doing, and then we'll probably talk a little bit about Monster Maker and where that's going, and we'll kind of show off what I've got so far and probably what needs to be done for it for people. When I think of Strider's voice, yeah, it was kind of weird, like hearing that voice for the first time. Just like Gothic. Yeah, how far in Gothic are you? Sorry, not Gothic. Dark Souls. I gave my players the antimatter rifle from DNG because they passed the difficulty. Sorry, antimatter rifle in... What's your setting? Everything but Giffy Dread, active initiative, and stress. Ooh, interesting. No active initiative. So active initiative is kind of like a thing. I don't really recommend it for online systems because it requires a lot of kind of I guess, player chat, right? A lot of negotiation and back and forth, and that can be kind of hard to do with online systems, especially because most online tabletops, right, they have automated systems to do initiative for you. So sometimes it's easier just to go with the establishment. But yeah, for tabletop, I don't think I would ever kind of play without active initiative now. I find it so important for players to chat. I guess it depends on your players and your party, right, and how they kind of communicate. I've been delving a bit into some of the Foundry D&D 5e systems, and hit dice recovery is going to be fun to implement. Is there something tricky there? Hi, Abbott. How's it going? Yeah, I have to say I'm really impressed with Foundry so far. You might see, like, on the Discord, I kind of had a chat where I was kind of figuring out the direction that Monster Maker was probably going to go, or some of the Darker Dungeons stuff. And initially, I was getting a bit worried because I can't really create a new system. But I think like Magic kind of pointed me to, hey, sheets can actually kind of be useful and transform some things. So we're probably going to be playing around with that to a certain degree for Darker Dungeon stuff. Do you have 2 DD questions for you when you're ready for distraction? Excellent. Yep, get them queued up. Let me just catch up. Last boss was Sexy Spider Mommy. Oh, Quelaag, right? On the way to Nito. Oh, okay, yeah. How are you finding it? Active Initiative works awesome for Foundry plus Discord games. Ooh, interesting. I mean, it might be the case that I kind of like eventually like Active Initiative is probably another system or another module that's worth me kind of doing. Sci-fi above ground, fantasy, Viking underground, Nazi base. Oh, interesting. Are you kind of doing it? Is it like sci-fi but based on Earth? It's kind of like Gothic but without the dope ass music. But I miss the charismatic character. I do kind of, yeah. I really fucking want to. Just that. What were the stupid insults the hero does at the end of Gothic 1? Like you flea-bitten rag or like rug or something? Like what was he saying to the orc shamans? God, they were so stupidly good. You could just fork the popcorn initiative module for act. Yeah, so there's probably like there's a few of those that I might kind of like that'll be an easy kind of thing to do. Anyway, sorry, let me just get stuff set up, and then we can talk about Foundry and excitement stuff and whatever questions Mickey has. And here we go. Setting up camps, DC is 5 plus 5 per failure with a maximum of 2 failures was created for a standard party of 4 because I play with 6 and the formula seems odd. Okay, alright. So hang on, where are we at? Quick quests. Alright, so we'll just show off quick quest, right? Because I made it and I can. So, desktop. Yeah, there we go. When this music plays, you know shit's about to get real. Fuck yeah, Kirby. Right, hang on. Huey is only set up my webcam. Yeah, okay, there we go. Better. Although I'm very dark. What's going on? Alright, that'll do. That's better. Right, so Quick Quest, as you know, is a very D&D light kind of system that I knocked up probably about a year ago now, right? Because, you know, I was doing a little bit of online playing at the same time, and I kind of wanted to just have a slimline game where I could just improv a lot, which I find very hard to do with you know, 5e and Pathfinder and so on. Anyway. So, the Quick Quest sheet is now, or quick quest system, right, is now done and available to download. Again, it's very bare bones. You have the character sheet, you have perks, which I deleted my world, so I have actually none of the stuff. That's really annoying. Anyway, perks are effectively like what you're supposed to get when you level up, right? You know, do you get like +1 strength, or +1 rogue, or +1 explorer, +2 resolve, etc., etc. They're like little modifiers you can kind of acquire as you level up. So perks and resources, they all come in this like sexy card format because I love cards. I am really strong. Strength is in the eye of the beholder. Sure, why not? So I kind of wanted to play around with like the visual format of the cards. So you kind of have this 2-tier structure, right, where you can add some flavor text, and that kind of shows here in the bottom. You know, you can kind of make these as sexy as you want, right? You can also give them rarities, because who doesn't love a rarity system, right? There you go. You've got your rare perk, which might have more stat bonuses, or your epic, or your legendary, because, hey, why not? They're just colours, basically, but, you know, colours are cool. So, basically, you kind of have all of these that you can drag and drop onto your system here. There you go. They kind of show up. Oh, there's your legendary perk, etc., etc. Now, what's kind of cool, in my humble opinion, right, is you can now you can very easily see what is being affected, or like where your bonuses are kind of coming from. Gonna hop out again. Oh, no worries, Strider. Thanks for gracing us with your inestimable, incomparable. Yeah, there we go. Presence. Good luck with Dark Souls. Yeah, we'll catch you again soon. I hope everything goes well. Oh, hi, Kaz. How's it going? Right. So, sorry, where am I at? So, if you hover over this coloured icon, it'll tell you kind of, oh, you're getting like +12 strength from this modifier, +1 from this modifier, and blah blah blah. Which this is kind of like, for me, like one of the big benefits of having an automated system to do a lot of this is, you know, now you can see very easily where you're gaining bonuses from. Blah blah blah. Resources are a very similar kind of thing. You know, hey, I am a sword. This is a sword. Blah blah blah. So now, items, because I'm kind of prepping this system for a future kind of expansion with things like inventory management, or at least a bulk system like in Darker Dungeons, or a sort of charges system for those kind of items that might require it. Basically, a lot of foundation setting up in Quick Quest for stuff that might be developed in the future. So basically, you know, resources, right, and stats for your equipment, you know, how much space it might take in your inventory, how much it's worth, and how many kind of like charges you have to spend on it to get like bonuses or whatever. And that all kind of works as you would expect. So that's Quick Quest. It's available. Oh, yeah, there you go. And you can make rolls. Here's your little sexy roll dialogue, right? You select an attribute, you select an archetype. Do you have advantage, disadvantage, blah, blah, blah. And there you go. Now it just shows up here as you would expect. So yeah, so that's Quick Quest. It's now available to download. You can find it on my GitHub at the moment. As soon as I show off the thing there. GitHub, blah, 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 blah. Quick Quest, no, not that link. Foundry Quick Quest. Yep, there we go. So you can find it on my GitHub. It's available to fork or submit bugs or blah, 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 whatever, basically. I've got a few like fixes that you'll kind of see on the devel branch and so on and so on. So eventually, this is a thing that I'm going to keep picking at in over time and just add stuff to. Also, the bug system is pretty sweet in GitHub and really useful. So yeah, so that was Quick Quest, right? It's done, or at least version 1 is done. And importantly, it's given me a lot of experience building stuff for Foundry. And now we're coming on to like Monster Maker, right? Let me just catch up on chat because I've been ranting for a little bit and just showing stuff off. Nope, the Nazis were messing with magic and managed to pop themselves into the current setting. Oh, okay. Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. I mean, and, you know, there you go, Nazis, right? They fucking love the occult. Plus, I mean, now you've got the perfect villain, right? There's no kind of moral quandaries. It's like, okay, the bad guy's a Nazi, and you don't have to worry. Okay, just go and do adventuring. Boom. Right, question 1. Cool. Hey, God Hunters. Do you have any ideas how I can implement Monster Maker encounter rules in world where I want to have static encounter difficulties of zones? So I want to exclude adjusting by player numbers, player levels, or both. So that's this. This, I would imagine, should be really easy to do, because what you do is you set the like average player level, or just like you basically hard code the average player level for a region. Build your encounters to suit that APL. Don't... Oh, Mystical Ninja. Fuck yeah. I played this game a ton when I was a kid. Don't adjust for individual players. So for Monster Maker, Monster Maker is super easy to do this with. Basically, if you want static encounter zones, all you have to do is just establish what that static parameter is. Is the forest of Emberwold? That assumes you have a party of like 5 6th level characters, for instance, let's say. So every encounter in that is built for that, and you don't care or adjust it based on like what the players actually are, right? You only build content for that static value that you've set. So that's basically it. Hopefully that kind of helps. And that system should still work, you know, just as easily, right? It's a non-responsive way of building your encounters, but you know, that's the what's the word? When I build adventures, I'm kind of thinking in terms of, it's almost like Oblivion and Skyrim kind of, what's the word? Scaling difficulties, right? But sometimes you want the Dark Souls experience where it's like, okay, no, this is a static world. Boom. Knocked up. Hey, I'm English. Sue me. Good, I had something weird happen in my session. There are now 2 of my character, and I don't know. Okay, interesting. Well, like a mimic? Quick Quest is awesome. Can't wait to play it with my kids someday. Top 4 things you've made. I mean, the top 1, 2, 3 are dread, right? Don't forget the font question. Yes, so we'll come on to that when we're talking about Monster Maker, I guess. Yeah, you finished the thing. Congrats. Yeah, well, I mean, like, finished is a nebulous term, right? I mean, I finished phase 1 of a thing. I mean, I never really complete a project, right? I just kind of do a chunk of work on it, and then I fixate on something else, and then I come back. Nazi plus sci-fi is a very fun thing. It's true. I've never actually, like, I don't think I've ever run a real world game. So that's kind of interesting. How often do people kind of, like, a game that, what's the word, borrows elements from the real world? The Dark Souls experience, you mean beating the game with no weapon without getting hit and level 1. Oh man, like watching pro runs of Dark Souls is phenomenal. Although I haven't seen the no weapon level 1 experience. The ones I've always seen are like you don't level the character, but you spend all the souls on your gear, right? But the no weapon level 1, that sounds impossible, but I love to watch the ones where it's that one guy who goes through all the games in sequence without getting hit. Has he done the whole collection now? Those are incredible to watch. Dread is bottom 8. You just, I wouldn't expect you to understand, Mickey. You just don't get the majesty that is Giffy Dread. You know, you just can't see it. Just been discussing the nature of violence and how to resolve the fact that there are 2 of them. And see, that sounds like a good kind of moral quandary for your game, right? Finished is a nebulous. That's what she said. Right, hang on. Sorry, you had a question, didn't you, Mickey? Right, where was it? For setting up camps, the DC. Okay, let me just bring up the camping rules to remind myself, because I haven't played a game in a long time. Okay, what are we doing? Right, perfect. So, camping. This is super exciting stuff. What's everyone been up to while I'm remembering how anything works on my website? Short rest. Okay, setting up camp. Right, here we go. Okay, let's just zoom. Okay, zooming in doesn't. Okay, yeah, there it goes. Right, boom. Setting up camp. Okay, so when you set up camp, you have to make the camp, right? And that requires a bunch of checks. Each party must roll a camping check. So, so camping check kind of scale, right? Where it's or at least the way I intend them to be used, right? Or why you need more checks with more people is that when you're building a camp for more people, you need a bigger camp, right? But it's still just as easy to kind of fuck up that camp mechanically, right? Because otherwise, what's the challenge? You know, you just end up having more people roll, so it ends up being easier. Yeah, here we go. So, yeah, so basically the camping thing establishes a basic difficulty check, and then everyone who intends to use that campsite, you know, or rather like mainly players. I don't really use, I don't have NPCs roll on this. Must roll a check or describe how they're kind of contributing to this camping kind of setup. Otherwise, they're going to fuck it up, right? Does that kind of explain a little bit of the rationale, Mickey, or do I need to go into more detail? So there is some leeway here for things like. My point was that with 6 players, it's easier to get to the +2 failures mark. Is that a problem? No. So in my experience and sort of how I intended the rules, right? It's almost players can negate those, or rather, I hang on. So in the fiction, at least as I intend them, it should be easier. What's the word? No, it should be harder for players to make a bigger camp, right? Because you have to make sure that there's more area and that more tents are set up and so on and so on, right? So that's kind of why it's harder to necessarily make everyone succeed. The corollary? the counterpoint to that here is things like camping equipment, right? So something that I usually make sure, or I stress when I'm using these rules, is that, hey, if you want to make sure that it's possible for you to succeed at this, you want to bring camping equipment, because that will give you advantage on those checks. Especially things like, hey, if they bring a 2-person tent, you know, now only 1 person has to carry the gear, but it counts as advantage for 2 people when they're kind of making their camping checks, etc., etc. So yeah, so I hope that's clear. I mean, if you're running it and you find that it doesn't actually work that well for your game or whatever, then, you know, give it a shot with just like, okay, you only need 4 checks or something, or bump it up to like 3+ failures perhaps. Because again, all these are kind of written as run at my table, and maybe they just need some finessing. Sorry, where am I at? I mean, one of 2 things is likely to happen. Either one is connected to the magic of the ruined city we're about to leave, and thus we'll be unable to leave. Oh, okay, that's kind of sweet. Although, like, normally in fiction and sort of, I typically hate the, oh, there's 2 of them now kind of plot, because by the end of the episode, right, one of the characters will die and nothing will come of it, right? No meaningful lesson will be learned from the fact that there were 2 of them. I think Doctor Who's done this a number of times, with the exception of Farscape, which split John Crichton and allowed 2 completely different plot development cycles to happen for each of the characters, and it was genius, and it was incredible, and is one of the best things that show ever did. Now I just want to watch Farscape again. Fuck. Yeah, I've been meaning to ask you, how do you feel about Powered by the Apocalypse? So I've only ever played some Dungeon World games. After I ran my solitaire campaign, one of our players, Heists, kind of ran a Dungeon World game for us, which was my first experience with the system. I was very intrigued by it. There's a lot of good stuff to it, which I was very interested to see, because it kind of meshes a lot with my GMing style, right? Like being improv friendly is very baked into the core of Powered by the Apocalypse. Like it's a very interesting and sort of free-flowing system, I found. So pros, super easy to get into, super easy to run. Actually no, I don't think it's super easy to run. Super easy to run unless you're too into the D&D mindset, I want to say. And need to break out, I guess. Break out of that trap. That's probably about it. The leveling up system I absolutely loved in Dungeon Worlds, where it's like you just have a list of features, basically, and you get to choose what one you want to pick for your cleric or your fighter or whatever. That fighters do fix, or the weapons don't really kind of, what's the word? Do fixed damage based on the weapon. They do damage based on the character that's wielding it, which makes so much sense to me. Like there's so many like fun little things about Powered by the Apocalypse. The only thing I don't like, and I really didn't enjoy in Dungeon World, was no fixed initiative system, which I find really bad for an RPG. And gridless kind of permanent theatre of the mind combat, because so hang on, let's just kind of no fixed initiative, and what's the word? No theatre of the mind combat. Here we go, cons. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so these are kind of my 2 big problems, and how do I quickly dive into these. So, no fixed initiative. For me, I find it very important, one, when I'm running a game, and one, when I'm playing a game, to have a fixed initiative kind of system, right? Or at least an initiative system, because I find that so critical to group play, because it gives everyone an equal opportunity in the progression of that game, right? When there's a round of activity, okay, I don't, whenever my turn comes up is irrelevant. But what is important is I'm going to get a turn this round. I'm going to get a say in what happens. So an initiative system is really good for, what's the word? Ensuring equal opportunity of action. It basically removes any kind of concerns about personal play styles, right? Because you don't have to worry about anxious people or over, loud people who might just be like constantly jumping in or like whatever. I find the game runs so much smoother when you have a fixed initiative system. It's not even fixed, right? No initiative system. There we go. And Theatre of the Mind, I don't really enjoy as a player or even as a GM because maybe because I'm ADD, I don't know, whatever. But I really can't kind of get into it. The same questions keep coming up of like, how close is he and where am I and where are they and how much do I need to move to kind of just use graphics and streamline that whole thing, really, because I don't want to hear the same kind of questions again and again and again. Plus, I've got kind of lots of cool miniatures, and I want to use those, please. But those really were kind of like my gripes with Powered by the Apocalypse generally. Aside from that, it was a really, really interesting system that I took a lot of initiative and inspiration from, especially when I was hacking together Quick Quest, because so many attitudes kind of mesh with that system. Anyway, sorry, where was I? That was a bit of a rant. If you agree or don't agree, boom, give me something to respond to. Right, my point was there. 6 players. Okay, I've done that. Adventure Time did the 2 of them, funnily enough. Oh yeah, you've got like I think I stopped watching Adventure Time around season 5. I still need to finish it. I think there's like Grassfin was that kind of the thing. I've been meaning to ask because I caved and back to Kickstarter for a Powered by Apocalypse game, which reminds me of your style. Yeah. So this was very interesting to kind of see. I hadn't played a Powered by the Apocalypse until Dungeon World, and the improv friendliness of Powered by the Apocalypse is basically very akin to my GMing style. There's just basically these kind of features that I kind of have issues with. I mean, at some point, maybe I'll do a Powered by the Apocalypse hack, because why not, It's just another problem, right? Sorry. Oh, hey, Abdullah. How's it going? Around the only game I played is Blades in the Dark. I've heard some very good things about Blades in the Dark, especially... Blades in the Dark has that weird... Is it Duskvol or whatever the setting is? Blades in the Dark. Which sounds incredible. Like a perfect vehicle for storytelling, right? You have like a gang-based system, but in a weird world where there's like ghosts and eldritch stuff going on. And it sounds... really fun. I think it's got a very interesting kind of flashback system, right? Where you're doing a heist, but you get some kind of... What's the word? It's like a mechanic to say, aha, no, we did think about this when we were planning the heist, and da-da-da-da. Second question. Critical success is at camp, and camping in the DC is 5. What do I have my players? Since we're going to... Oh, okay, sorry. So here we go. So basically, when camping in the DC is 5. Generally, this might be an example of one where you don't need to run the rules, right? If the DC is 5, typically I'll just allow that to happen, because it, like, the DC is very easy, right? So I'm just like, you know, fuck it, whatever. It's a very easy thing, and it's so unlikely that they're going to probably kind of fail or whatever, that it's like, players, since they're all going to crit succeed, I need some jank that's still rewarding, so I'm about to strip critical successes from camping activities. So hang on, what do we have in a... It's kind of a good thing. So a critical success, one very kind of quick hack is that a crit success can allow you to undo a failure, but doesn't count as a success in its own right. So this is one way that you can use crit successes, right? A crit doesn't necessarily count as 2 successes. It could just allow you to revert a failure. But typically, I find that if you're in the position where, like, the camping DC is 5, I would not run the camping rules at that point, because you can just kind of assume that they succeed. Oh, sorry, you don't even mean like the camping DC, right? You mean the camping checks, right? Yes, sorry, hang on, I didn't even read that right. Let me just catch up on chat, and I'll actually do the correct answer. Fucking hell, Giff, pay attention. Right, hang on, sorry, 2 secs. Okay, perfect. Right, yeah, there we go. Cool. So, weapon proficiencies are irredeemably bad, in my opinion. Interesting. In what way, Magic? No tactical map. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was a big kind of... I need visuals, right? I really do. I personally don't deal with critical success or failure in 5e games. I run outside of for attacks and death saves. Care more about the social check at the end, and I try to foster an environment where failure can be as interesting. Yeah, so this is kind of where the success and critical success and critical failure, or succeed at a cost kind of module really it helped my games in the end, because I do like critical successes because they kind of reward people for being really good at stuff. And it gives you, the DM, some flexibility in like what you reward them with, right? A system like stress, right, can be kind of useful for that, because then you just have this baseline. Oh yeah, you did really well at this. You feel a bit less stressful. -1 stress, that kind of thing. But you could, as a generic thing, like if you're not using stress and we're abstracting hit points to be just a kind of nebulous health pool, right? Maybe just give them +1 hit point. Because that kind of, if you're not using stress as a separate pool, then you can kind of factor that into the existing one, right? What about implementing attack rarities in the Monster Maker app? By the way, like if you want to pre-made all the attack actions using freeform, just like in your example Monster Maker templates in Monster Maker. How do you mean, God Hunters? Sorry. Oh, right. So, yes, in the app. Hang on, actually, we don't have that, do we? What are we even listening to? Don't know, but I hate it. Yeah, so in... Hang on, let's just switch back to this for a second. So, So if you wanted to include like attack rarities as described in the app, then as described in the PDF, then currently in the app you have to, you know, manually kind of like add that stuff here, right? Like, is it common or like whatever, basically. Common, yada yada yada. Oh wait, it's only one underscore, isn't it? Yeah. Stuff like that. So you have to kind of manually code that in. I'm hoping with the Monster Maker Foundry module that I'm going to come up with a smarter way to do that, and then we can backport that to the app. Actually, we'll talk about the Monster Maker app in a sec. Hope that helps, God Hunters. Game is Stone Top. Ooh, what's special about Stone Hop? Oh god, how much fucking longer is this soul? Oh, it's a minute. Okay, I'm done. I can't do that. Fuck it. I'll come back in a minute. Yeah, you can spend stress to have a flashback. Okay, that's what I'm thinking of. Hey, Adredas Dark, thanks for joining. Blaze in the Dark has a great setting. Actually scratches the itch I have for cyberpunk games. The flashback system is one of a few ideas from the game. Yeah, the flashback system was genius. I kind of I was so tempted to like steal it for a Darker Dungeons thing, but I just couldn't. In the end, I just went with Trials and that. But it was like, this is such a good kind of gimme, right? If you're doing a heist, you want to emulate that fiction of like, no, sorry, can't. We fixed this. We fixed this in the planning phase. Because that's a genuine problem that comes up very often when players are doing heists, right, in 5e or most RPGs in general, right? They kind of fall apart because an unexpected event happens and they don't really have a mechanic to get out of that. And the heist flashback system is a really smart way of getting around that. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7. Oh, we're almost there. Almost there. I can actually put some music back on. Excellent. And go. Perfect. Cyberpunk thing also has flashback prep. Ooh, Hardwire Island. Excellent. Weapon proficiency should not limit a player's sense of what is the best item. If your weapon proficiency is, you know, use damage dice are weapon dependent. It's an argument of a longsword is better because. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly, right. Although I think that's less of a proficiency sense, right? I'm okay with proficiencies because they kind of they tell you, okay, this character can use these weapons and can't use these weapons, right? There's some narrative value to that, I think. But having damage dice based on the weapon itself, yeah, is a complete waste, really. It should be class based. And weapons should only have tags like in the Dungeon World system, because that then gives you some meaningful value or reason to choose different weapons for different things, right? A hammer would be like movement based, right? Or like you hit someone and you get to move them a certain distance, perhaps, right? Or a sword is messy, right? I think is the Dungeon World tag. Whereas, yeah, the D&D is like a really dumb system. I read a very interesting. What's the point? I read a very interesting. I want to say fact, but I haven't checked whether it's true or not. But the reason weapons do different damage is simply because when they were creating, I think the first D&D version, they had a bunch of different dice and they had to find a way to use them, right? So they just gave weapons different sizes, basically, and different classes, different hit point numbers. But it wasn't. I mean, beyond that, it was not really thought out or fleshed out or. Here we go. I guess giving monsters useless weapons is okay though. Kobold with a sickle. I mean, that's kind of cute. That's Kobold with a sickle. I'm down for that. So it's my earlier message from suggesting how people perceive a natural 20 as an automatic win. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is a big problem when because again, D&D does a very bad job at making combat and not combat feel like the same game. You know, when you hit a 20, when you roll a 20, it's only a critical success in combat, but it's not in skill checks. But because combat is what so many players spend their time doing, they get used to the 20 being the big thing, right? It's if I roll 20, I mega succeed, and then you have to be like, actually, no, that's not how it works in skill checks, and they're like, well, that's bullshit, and then you have an unhappy player. But I think this is just a natural failing of just D&D as a system. It does a very bad job at communicating that. Hi, Victor Triumph. How's it going? Thanks for joining. It's also great abstraction for all the little utility gear you don't want to. Yes, exactly. Cuts away the 5-hour conversations sometimes happen in games. Yeah, I really hate that in games. Because players spend so long obsessing about every little possibility, right? And it's like, well, hang on, the planning is kind of the least important thing about this game in a way, right? Or it's the most boring part. I don't want to spend 5 hours listening to you guys plan what you're going to do, because I want a certain action or an activity in the game. You know, I want players to make some thought into what they're doing, but I also want them to have a number of get out of jail free cards if an unexpected situation crops up. Very often, this is kind of in D&D. This is where I often step over the screen as GM. So normally when I'm in a situation like this where players are talking for very long periods of time about like what they're going to do or making plans, if I notice that they're talking about stuff that I have no plan for and don't intend to do, I'm just going to step over the screen and be like, just to let you know, you don't have to worry about that. That's not going to happen. So you don't need to. We can assume that you've made these plans as characters, but it's not going to come up, so we can kind of shortcut that. Topic of weapon damage. I wonder what would happen if every character had Pathfinder War Priest-esque damage scaling. Ooh, in what sense? Oh, Katamari, yes. Yeah. This to me is like, I mean, it's probably. There's probably a very easy way you can do that in D&D, right? Or if anything, you just need to give the party a set of flashback tokens, right? I mean, that's kind of all it is. If you know they're doing a heist, give them one flashback token for like per player. Like, why the weapon, not how good are the numbers. Yeah, exactly, right? It's that the numbers just become the only thing you think about. It's kind of the same with spells and cantrips as well, right? In 5e, it's a huge problem, and it's part of the reason why everyone gets so fixated on spells like Eldritch Blast, right? Because it has the biggest numbers and the best scaling. So you kind of lose the narrative kind of potential of those weapons and those spells simply because people want big numbers. It's a real shame. I thought it was a relic from Chainmail. I think Chainmail used static numbers for like damage, right? Or it was based on how many successes you had. Because like the number of hit points and stuff was very little in Chainmail, if I remember right, but I might be very wrong in this. I think weapon proficiencies in 5e are pointless because of how broadly martial classes get everything. Yeah. I just played a ton of Raw, trying to get too sucked into dominant strategy. I lost a Swordle Barbarian with a sailor background who used the anchor from his. Oh, that's so good. Oh, thanks for the follow, Victor. That's super kind of you. Yeah, this is perfect. I mean, this kind of thing. I mean, it's genius, right? Turtle Barbarian running around with an anchor. Yes, please. Give me more of that. That's really cool. But yeah, I think you're right. Like Marshall, like just getting everything. Really, they should just be classed by weapon types, right? It should be like, you know, sword, hammer, staff, right? Or like whatever. That's basically all they should be doing. You know, you choose like a favored type of weapon that your character enjoys or prefers, and maybe like a secondary type if you're super good with weapons. But outside of that, you know, we don't need specific numbers for specific weapons. It's just content, not narrative. Some wanky word there, basically. I don't know if a nat 20 isn't an auto success, it should just auto fail. Yeah, I think it's more the I think what we're talking about there is the mindset difference, right, between a natural 20 in a combat is an automatic success, and it does like massive damage if it hits, but a natural 20 in a skill challenge is not like a big spectacle, it just is a 20. So it's that kind of distinction that players have a hard time even remembering, right? 20 in combat, big thing, everyone gets really excited. 20 in skill checks, it's just a 20, right? That is the big difference there, I think. Giffy Railroad. I don't know what you mean. I've never railroaded in my life. I'm super flexible, adaptable, reactive GM. It's not my fault if the players just always do what I wanted them to do. Oh, hey, Azzy, how's it going? Oh, I needed to steal your fucking dub music. Yeah, that was not dub. What was it? Dark synth. There it was. Next stream. War priests get damage scaling so that they can use their deity's favoured weapon without feeling bad about being say. Ah, okay, that's kind of interesting. If weapon damage is purely a function of character level, then weapons will be free. Yeah. I still think that still ties you in a little bit to the baseline damage that a weapon provides, right? Which is a bit of a shame. And doesn't really work, I guess, outside of war priests, right? But it's a good way to encourage them to use a favoured deity weapon, at least. How did you cut your finger? I want to know. I cut it on my razor while I was shaving. So it was a real deep cut. It was just it was so bad. It was really fucking annoying as well. It was just like because I'm 36 and I can't even shave properly. It's so stupid. It's because it's one of those what do they call them? Merca blade, Merca razor. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, what's the one I've got? Yeah, here we go. Right, so I've got like yeah, I have one of these that I shave with. Right, it's really cool because it's just a single blade. Boom, boom, boom. You know, and you can like blades are super cheap, so it's so good. But that little gap, right? If you turn the dial, you kind of make the gap wider to get a closer shave, but then that leaves a lot of blade exposed. So if you're an idiot, but that Merca blade is fucking amazing. I recommend it to everyone. Right, sorry, where was I? Way behind. I enjoy RP content. I want to stream more of myself, more of the running behind the scenes rather than my current games. So I found this content very encouraging. Hence the follow. Oh, no worries, Victor. Yeah, I kind of... it's a thing I've ummed and ahed about for a lot of years, right? But I generally don't enjoy watching other people play D&D. Whether on streams or off streams. I find it's like I enjoy playing it, I really enjoy running it. I have no interest whatsoever in kind of running or watching other people play it, unless it's specifically like to see how they're using my rules or whatever. So that's kind of why I don't really stream any gameplay. It's all just like me talking about stuff I've done or made for it. Like flashback tokens as a mini skill challenge. Describe how your background would provide useful prep. Make a roll. That would be a very interesting way to do it, actually. Yeah, like tying it to background and class would be like, hey, yeah, you're kind of like naturally suited to this task, so yeah, you get a free token based on that. That could be a very fun way to do it. How'd you like Grim Hollow? If you've seen that, kind of excited to combine it. Oh, Grim Hollow, this sounds very familiar. I think someone's recommended this to me. Grim Hollow campaign guide. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, oh, yeah, it's got like the transformations and things. I remember being a little... I feel like we've looked at Grim Hollow before, and I think I kind of became... I was a little bit let down by it, or in terms of like the rules, right? It was a very content kind of supplement and not a mechanic supplement, which is, you know, fine. But I don't know. Has anyone had any experience like running anything from Grim Hollow? What I mean is you don't need to make the players roll for something they can't succeed at. How does Giffy like his pizza? Cooked? I mean, Meatalicious is obviously just all the meats on the pizza, please. Like Pathfinder 2's 20 moves you want it up in success, so an impossible task would normally be also crit failure. 20 gives you a normal failure, which could at least... Yeah, I mean, Pathfinder 2nd edition has a lot of like clever ideas. I'm very impressed with that system. We'll message you, Dark Synth Tunes. Yes, 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 yes. Do it. Because I need to jazz stuff up a little bit anyway. And Dark Synth is so cool. Just anything synthy, really. You see, the solution to being garbage at shaving is just not to shave. Oh, I can do. I would look. This is not a good like face for a beard. I would. No, no, no. I think they'd put me in prison. Learn to use a straight razor, way fun. Oh, straight razor would be so cool. Like, I don't think I'm cool enough to like do the straight razor. Love the classic safety razors, but yeah, those blades are yeah. It's not. I mean, normally I'm fine. This is like the first serious cut that I've had in the 7 years that I've had a safety razor. But I love that they're called safety razors, and they're the ones you can cut yourself on the most, like almost the most easy. Don't stream gameplay. Don't like Strider hear you say that. Yeah, that's so true. So much Gothic. I've got so much of Gothic. Like, last time I was playing Gothic 2, which was like, what, 2-3 months ago, I asked Strider how far through the game I am, and I'm like halfway through. And I feel like I've been playing that for about 5 years. New DD mechanic for flashbacks. Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of true. That would be a pretty... okay, queue it up. Queue it up. So that would be a relatively simple module to do. Though sometimes my players completely miss taking the initiative to ask for things. If there was something to discover, he'd have asked us for a skill check. Yeah. Yeah, I think that this is something I always try to be flexible with as a GM, right? Sometimes players might overlook things, and that might just be because I haven't described a thing right, or you know, there's so many things going on, or they just kind of assume that I'm not like trying to be a jerk or whatever. So I always try to be a little bit flexible about, okay, you know, you might have just like missed it because of my fuck up, right? Message you the music. Oh, okay, all right, fuck it. Maybe let's make a switch. Let's make a switch because I need to jazz that up. Transformations are the only really mechanically meaty thing in the campaign guide. Ah, okay, right. It's kind of a shame. Like, but I mean, most supplements aren't quite as fixated on mechanics as I tend to be, right? So, hang on, let's get this dark synth going. Gimme. Yes. All right, there it is. All right, see you later, Grandia. Did anyone play that? Like, I fucking loved that game as a kid. Hope you like dark synth copyright-free music. Rainwave, let's get rid of you. Let me know if it's too loud or anything. You just have to not care. Crash is implementing a bunch of Grim Hollow into... Ooh, interesting. Oh, yeah, Crash is like putting together a whole like nightmare game, right? Not nightmare, I guess Gothic is the thing, which is very very cool. I'm interested to see what he does for that. Demand a link to the synth. Yes, hang on, let me grab that for you. Courtesy of Azzy. Giffy, please run a D&D game for stream. Never gonna happen. Maybe a quick quest game, I could maybe do that. Or like maybe, I don't know, something on Foundry. I do kind of need to learn Foundry. Flexible flashbacks. That's actually, I'm nicking that. There we go. Why has Alexa started playing? For fuck's sake, 2 seconds. We've got Alexa going in the background. What? Alright, there we go. Alexa fixed. Why did I even say that? Right. Occasionally cut myself using my safety razor. It's almost always user error. Yeah. I'm really bad, like, my chin, like, is, I find really... maybe I'm just, like, shit at shaving. Because you kind of... like, I just learned shaving by doing, but I've never really looked into how you're supposed to shave, right? Or, like, what's the best way to shave your face, right? I've just always done it the way I've done it. Maybe there's like proper strats. What's the meta for shaving, right? I think passive insight, aka the insight DC, is key here. Yeah. So insight in social checks is really interesting, right? Or it's a I'm very bad at running that kind of deception meta, basically, in D&D, because I get bored of it very quickly, right? I don't want players to feel cheated, and at the same time, I don't want them to feel like they have to actively keep rolling insight checks, because I have no interest in that kind of gameplay whatsoever. So I find it a very difficult one where I'll allow like one significant insight roll and then I'll rely on passive, or I'll just upfront tell the players kind of, yeah, they're being shifty or whatever. Wait, did you just mention Grandia? Yeah, I think I did, because I will always mention Grandia because it's one of the all-time great games on the PlayStation 1. I never completed it, but I mean, man, did I play the fuck out of that first disc a lot. Are you aware that the Twitter link in your Twitch about... So, oh, fuck, I mean, that's probably been broken for ages. Holy shit, I probably should do that. Oops. Run quick quest on Foundry, get some playtesting. It could be, I mean, look, I have so much development to do. I mean, how do I have the time to play stuff, right? Sub Gold D&D. Why are you coming in my stream, Azzy, to make life difficult for me? What's going on here? Is this punishment for not saying hi in your streams? Is that it? Am I being actively hurt here? Why not active amnesia? Fuck, that's good. All right, okay, we're nicking that. There's a whole subreddit where you post pics of your stubble growth. Oh, fuck, that's so... I'm gonna have to get weird about shaving now, aren't I? I think I do. Think goes bad. Player one. Yeah. Anyway, oh, sorry. Fuck, I was supposed to be talking about Monster Maker, right? That's the next thing. Fuck, yeah, I forgot about that. Right. Hey, sorry, let me... let's desktop, and we'll just kind of look at this for a minute. Right. Okay. So... In Foundry, Foundry has a whole system for D&D 5e, right? A lot of people are playing on that, especially a lot of my patrons who are so demanding, just incredibly demanding. And this is kind of like the look of a 5e monster, right? You know, you use the NPC sheet, you click on things and blah blah blah, right? But hey, what if you wanted to use the Monster Maker in Foundry? Well, maybe not. Hang on, why is that? Okay, why is that not working? What did I do? Oh shit! All right, Give me 5 minutes, and I'm just gonna fix that so it was always working. Right? You didn't see that. Fucking idiot. That's because what was I changing? What was I fixing? Fuck. I love doing live development of stuff. Yes, excellent. Grandia 1 is literally a defining game in how I think of all RPGs and all fantasy settings. It's literally the first full RPG. I still replay it once. It's so good. Like, the music is good. The characters are really fun. The combat system in it was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. Sorry, let me just fix this and see what the fuck I broke. Oh, wait, I know what I did. It's because I deleted the modules so that Dropbox would work. Let's pause you. Open, install. You're going to work. Yes, 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 yes. Git revert. I know, right? Oh. Every time you want to show something off to someone, it's always going to be so fucking embarrassing. I've got lots of work, so I'm off. Oh, no worries, Kaz. Thanks for stopping by. Time check. Yeah, what are we at? We're at 12:30, and I started at 11, so we'll probably run for about another half hour, right? I think. Bill Gates. Yeah, fuck Patreon. Yeah, they're so ungrateful, right? Just look at them, like, giving me money for things that I promise that I'm going to do. It's ridiculous. Right, is that okay? Pass error on. Okay, that's where I fucked you up. That's where I fucked it up. Level. There we go. All right, good. I mean, level undefined. Okay, that's good. All right, hang on. level 5. Perfect. All right, so now the never before seen fully operational battle station, right? Cool. So you have the raw character sheet here on the right, and now you have this new fancified, because I get really obsessed about looks, character sheet on the left. So this one on the left currently is only going to be used for Monster Maker monsters. So these are ones that you create using the app that that I built 2 years ago now. This app is really starting to show its age. But yeah, so basically all of the methods that you use here to create a monster, to set a level, pick a role, pick a rank, blah, 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 blah. Those are all going to be working here. You're going to like change the level here. You're going to click an edit dialog that I don't have working yet, blah, blah, blah. Customize it as you do. And then basically, do what you need to do to roll your monster. So you have these little expandable like sections, because I want to make it sexy, right? But yeah, so I kind of like the look of it on the left. It took me, I spent basically a whole day. I think Lex and Magic, you kind of saw me playing around with this, especially on the Discord the other day, where I was kind of trying to finesse and figure out what the look of the character sheet is probably going, so that the monster sheet is going to be. And I think we're kind of there. It looks distinct and what's the word? I guess it looks me, right? Which I want it to look like, right? I want it to look like a Giffyglyph thing, not a default kind of D&D thing. Because I've got a brand to think about, But yeah, so I'm really hoping that I can have a working prototype of this in. So what is it? So it's now the 29th. I think, and I know I say this all the time, so it's probably not going to be true, but I can have a working prototype of like the bare bones system by the end of the month. By Wednesday, I think I can get the monster math and clicking to roll to make attacks at least functional, which, fingers crossed? Yeah. So this is going to kind of be released in phases, I think. Something that would be really sweet that I would really love to do, we were talking about this on the Discord as well, which was being able to kind of create traits and actions that you could define here. You could create an item which would, it'd be a feature, right? Blah, blah, blah. We'll create a new feature, but then we'd have a specific sheet here which would turn it into a trait or an action. And then you could drag it onto the character sheet and, build it that way. So then you could have your compendium of perks and traits and actions and just like drop those onto the sheets and build it up that way, which would be really kind of sweet. I think yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Should oh my god, shut up, Dad. Just like keeping me like in fucking check, because I promise things all the time and then never deliver. Son of a fuck. Right, hang on, where are we at? At least your PC didn't crash. Why are you just jinxing this, Lex? Why would you do that? Clearly all but the current work is committed. And don't ever look at my commit logs. Just don't. I'm so bad at. I've spoken about this before, right? But I don't have this problem at work. But at home, when I'm working on these kind of projects, I get into this weird mindset where it's like, no, this commit isn't big enough to justify a commit or whatever. So I'll just wait until I've got like 3 or 4 things figured out, and then it'll be worth committing. It's I don't have to. I'm not limited by the number of like code commits I can do. I can just do them. Layout is fully half the reason I want an official DD sheet set. Yeah, so it's kind of sweet. There's probably I would really like to do a full character sheet, probably in this similar style. Again, one of the real benefits to doing Quick Quest, and I'll just kind of switch back to that for a second, was figuring out a look. And I really like the look of these cards and this kind of character sheet aesthetic. Needs some tweaking and whatever, but I think this is like going to be a very solid foundation for my kind of Foundry content. I think it is going to have its own look, and deal with that, right? But yeah, sorry, let me catch up. I think I'm stuck a bit. Yeah, you crushed through it pretty quick. Yeah, so again, like doing the Foundry stuff, doing the Quick Quest was so useful. Like that was a great suggestion, Lex, and it just now everything that I can do can just build on Quick Quest knowledge. It's so good. Cohesive to your style. Shut up, Dad. You don't know. Just realized I'd love spell cards in your style. Make a generator for them. Yeah, so actually, yeah, I think Lex has kind of got you here. So I did Card Codex, which I got obsessed with for a very brief period of time, and then got distracted with other things, right? So this would be kind of nice to do. I think there is something to do this. There is potential for a module, Card Codex module, to be done for Foundry, right? That feels like a very useful way of delivering that content, or just creating a basic card sheet that could be fun. Yeah, Card Codex is one of those projects that I keep wanting to go back to, but just so many things keep getting in the way, right? It's like, I want to do that, but this is more important, and this is like blah, 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 blah. I don't know, haven't ever seen the Card Codex before. I think because I'm just so bad at promoting work or reminding people that work exists. This is all me, right? Oops. Make compendiums of custom Monster Maker features not featured anywhere, and then make them patron-only content. That could be... I mean, that could be kind of fun, right? Maybe. Just maybe. Someone is bad at publicity. It's absolutely me. It's... this is like actually, oh man, look, I did a Trello update. I did 100% a Trello. Let's yeah, here we go. Right, boom, boom, boom. Right, let's have a look at this because I want to show this off. Right, so Trello is a thing that I set up and forgot to use for ages, and now I'm trying to use a little bit more seriously. So I've got this big task backlog and blah, 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 blah. What I've added now is like a project backlog, because I kind of forget to do this. And this is like a very important thing sometimes to do. In fact, always to do when you're working on these systems, right? I end up creating tons of tasks, but you lose sometimes a bit of the picture. I lose track of the bigger picture of like what I have achieved, you know, and that's kind of important to do, is trying to remember, oh, I have like done some significant milestones, and I have released like projects or phases of projects and so on. When you're juggling like so many things as I tend to do, right, it's important to maintain that level of oversight. So I basically added this list of like projects to the backlog, because that's basically what I'm doing, right? Which is like, so you know, I've done Darker Dungeons version 4. That was done last month, was it? I think. I haven't put that on the Reddit because, oops, publicizing, yay. So I need to do that. Foundry Quick Quest version that came out. So basically uploading all the VODs since from this year. That's an in progress kind of backlog, and basically updating my website to be a better, what's the word? To be a better release, a better vehicle for actually showcasing my work, right, is on the list. Like, I have to do that. Part of that is going to be splitting up Darker Dungeons chapters into, you know, discrete downloadable chunks of work, because I think a lot of people get intimidated by the fact that it's, you know, a 200-page PDF basically, and it kind of, some of the content that's in there, I think it risks being lost in that sort of larger site. And with the binder framework that I have, it's pretty trivial to do that. I mean, it's not trivial, but it's more trivial than it's worth doing. Anyway. So yeah, so I'm starting to take Trello a little more seriously. We'll see if I stick to it, and if I don't, then I'm sure someone, PbtA, is going to call me out. so out of societal shame, I will endeavour to keep picking at this. I'm king of the one-line commits. Rename a method. Oh. See, that's such a good habit to be in. I need to do it. I'll start doing that at work. I'll just like swarm them with commits. As long as we don't end up with an owl, it's promising. That's true. No owl in these cards. I must have been listening to you, PbtA. That's why you employ me. That's so true. I really I mean, in fairness, I genuinely should. Like, I really should. I kind of, I need to think about this, like, because you put in a lot of work to the Discord, and you know, that's really nice of you. And that's content. As soon as you get this enough card codecs done that you can shovel the bloke walls of the cult. Yeah, so I think that the big blocker with card codecs was I had to basically create a new app to do the card codexing of, right? But if I set that up in Foundry, we could do a Foundry module for it. We could do a Foundry module pretty easily, because so much of the infrastructure and framework is already there. For what it's worth, you seem to get a lot of work done on all of your projects, even if you don't stick to giving them all equal attention. Yeah, this is this is something that I've tried the last 3 years basically since I've done Darker Dungeons. Has been an effort in trying to stick to like a singular project, or like to a singular project at a time, right? And that really works because I have the social pressure, like shame of the Discords and patrons. Like this is no understatement. This is like so, and has been like so important to me, because now it's not just like it's not a self deadline where it's like, I've got this project that I've said that I'm only really responsible to myself for. It's like now I'm kind of making promises to people, and I want to deliver on those promises, right? however slow or like however kind of whatever speed I manage it at, right? So the social shame of failing to deliver on those things is really, it's such a motivating factor for me, because I've had tons of projects in the past, like video games that I've started and not completed, and even other like D&D projects that didn't really kind of come to fruition before Darker Dungeons, and now it's just like boom, boom, boom. Okay, I'll do this. I'll work on this for a little bit, and I'll try and get this completed because I said to all these people that I would do that. And buck. I'd rather be known for being slow or distractible than non-delivering. I think, yeah, that feels like a better vehicle for me. Looks over at my pile of unfinished depression. I mean, I'm not saying we've all been there, but I mean, there's a lot of project skeletons in my closet. Dark Saints kind of fits the stream's layout atmosphere. Yeah, it actually there's. So I did make a game, like a little. And I did an Android app for it and everything, but I never released it because it was I didn't feel like it was good enough to do, right? Which, I mean, it's not, right? It's just like a little game I made in Game Maker Studio and blah blah blah, right? It's not finished and whatever. But it's finished, right? It's in a phase 1. It's fully playable. It's like kind of complete. I might just like actually get the link to the APK and share that to people. Like if you've got an Android phone and you want to see what I was working on like 5 years ago. Oh, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that. Hang on, let's see. I think I could do that pretty. No, I'll look at that after the stream. What am I doing? I shouldn't be doing that now. Ridiculous. Yeah, Dark Synth is I need to like it's one of those things where I just kind of I used the game music because I wanted to be sure that it would be kind of like copyright free, or like game music is in a very nebulous, vague kind of place, right? But apparently this Dark Synth stuff is copyright free, so yeah, we might be listening to a lot more of this over time because Dark Synth is amazing. I mean, any kind of synth, right? There's the latest. Is it the latest? It must be. Simulation Theory, the album by Muse, is phenomenal. Especially the first couple of songs. It's like full on synth. It's so good. It's so good. It's really good. It's so good. Sorry, I'm way behind. DD booklets will be so cute. I'm still waiting on last. Fuck! I've uploaded them to. I've uploaded 3 VODs. I just haven't published them because I need to cut the end and just make sure there isn't anything like weird in them or whatever. I'll finish those off to. I'm not gonna promise. They're pending. They're in pending. There you go. I missed the outlet. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no Kenkus, just owls. That's it. I mean, I'm Irish. Everyone here is driven by shame. Oh fuck yeah. There we go. Yeah. 90% I'm purely driven by curiosity, but it's probably also just. Yes. It's so good. I've been watching a lot of. I don't know if anyone read the Sharp books or watched the Sharp TV series, which is like really old now. It's like what, 25 years old. I think it came out in like 95. But I've been watching a lot of that on YouTube like over the last week because it's incredible. And the main. You've got like Sharp, who's played by Sean Bean, and Sergeant Harper, his second in command, who's played by what's his name? someone. Anyway, like, he's Irish, and there's like so much, so like, oh, it's so good. It's so good. If you haven't seen Sharp, watch it. Chaotic neutral gift break. Yes. Actually, yeah, that probably is. No, I must be chaotic good. Surely. Give you just Patreon exclusive. Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, actually, I mean, maybe it will. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah, because it's just a bit of fun, right? Hey, here's this thing that I was picking on ages ago, and I have no idea about it. Slow but trustworthy. Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'd kind of... I'm fine with that as a label, right? I'm like the little GM who could, right? Oh, hey, Crazy Dave. How's it going? Just gonna put in a nice little tree here. Haze and Clovers, where should I look for vaporware that's heavy in the vapor and very light on the hip hop? I love the... ooh, actually, yeah, I'd be really... Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to know the answer to this too, because yeah, I'm in the same, right? When I'm coding, or just basically when I'm working on anything, I can never have words in the thing, otherwise I'm completely fucked. Like, no kind of ability to focus. See, couldn't focus there. So that's why I listen to video game music a lot, because it has no lyrics a bunch of the times, and it just lets me kind of, you know, I get the emotional hit. It's like, oh, Stormwind plays, yes, but allows me to get on with actual content. Chaotic neutral. Yeah, it's probably like one half is neutral, the other half is good, right? So I kind of, you know, I flip between which. We're a chaotic good, Eldritch. Yes. I think that's it. We're a force for good. It's just, you know, the mood of that good will kind of shift depending on how distracted I am. I've spared stage 5 of a 3-stage. Oh, fuck. Oh, good luck with that, A-Dub. That's a lot of stages. Holy shit. Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, good luck. Hope it goes well. Yeah, have a good week. Let us know how it goes. Have some suggestions for me? Yes. Yeah, maybe we should build up a list, right? Maybe get some more, like, some dub stuff for the stream, right? Or whatever. Not dub. Synth. Yeah, there it is. Imagine with more social... I think it really is like... It's like... I think with more social pressure, I'd just do amazing things. That'd be, like, so good. I think it really is like, imagine what I could do if I didn't have to work a full-time job, right? That's the bit that always gets me. It's like, oh my god, that would be kind of... Imagine that. Imagine what I'd be able to do. I mean, I wouldn't do anything. I would just spend all that time playing like video games or something, because I'm not playing anything now, right? Like, I'd just be like, well, I've got an extra 8 hours in the day. All right, excellent. What can I do now? I'll just play Diablo 2. Done. There it is. That'll be my new job. Eldritch Wave sounds like it would be. I think you can... There is definitely a type of music that is like proper dark, deadly synth, or like, oh fuck, what is this? Dark synth. I don't think, maybe it's not even like dark. There's like a type of music that is sinister, or like graveyard, or fuck, I can't even remember what it is. We'll build up a collection. We'll have a think. I also hate lyrics so high. Dark Wave. That's what I'm thinking of. Yes. Thanks, Lex. Conquer the world. Gee, Brain, what do you want to do tonight? Conquer the world, baby. Alright, anyway, where are we at? Sorry, we're coming up to about 1 o'clock, so I'm probably going to wrap stuff up a little bit. Sorry, we're running on late today. But yeah, basically, that's kind of it, right? So quick quest is done and out and released, and I should probably do some more publicity with that in terms of putting it on Foundry, on the Foundry Reddit. I think you pointed that out, Lex, and I kind of need to do that. But yeah, so Monster Maker, I really want to get first usable version, even if it's not perfect, just to kind of demonstrate what can be done, or like the direction it's going in, or just stuff to play with. Like I think you mentioned kind of like Skolas's issue with fonts. Once that's kind of like first versioned, then I'll be able to like see what changes I need to make to the format to do that. It'd be kind of good if eventually I can do support for different fonts or different colors, right? Color theming feels like a very important one that I need to kind of add on and chuck in there. Your notepad looks cute. I'd like to copy that setup for my own notes, probably. Oh, no worries. I mean, yeah, I just use... what is it? So hang on, let's just swip. So it's just Notepad++, and then I copy in OBS. I just copy the window, and I use a... Fuck, what's the name of the filter? There's a thing. It's a thing. What is the thing? Window capture. And a chroma key. I just use a chroma key to remove the red from it. Yeah, green screen basically. So it just overlays. But yeah, it's really useful for me and my so focused brain basically. Sport Droid is basically done. I do want to look at that Mountain Dew. Sorry, I'm running a little bit late and starting to wind down for the night, unfortunately. So sorry. I totally kind of. Do want to look at what you've been kicking around for that, but like I say, hopefully in from next month I'm going to be spinning back up to 2 streams a week, so that might give us a bit more time to kind of play around with that. So that would be kind of sweet, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about right. Yeah, so that's kind of everything, right? Quick quest is done. Monster Maker is impending, and I'm not looking at any of the stuff that I said I would look at. Yeah, perfect. That's a perfect week, right? Oh, hey Jurassic. No one wants to play Dungeons and Dragons with me, which is sad. I mean, there's so many groups out there. You'll find one. I guarantee it. You just got to keep looking. It's like dating, right? You know, you just got to keep going, keep swiping right or whatever it is that the apps are doing now until you find your group. Fast and Furious 4, Gerald Drift. Right, yeah, sorry. I think that about wraps it up for the night, right? Unless anyone's got any other major distractions, but I think we're probably about there. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Lovely to chat as always. No, I'm still hanging on because I haven't updated the patron list, so I need to do that right now because no reasons. So, hey, it's Giffy After Dark, doing all the things that he said he was going to do and didn't do because I'm slow but reliable. I'm just, there you go. No, I'm not even reliable, right? I'm just slow but trustable. Yeah, fuck it, that'll do. Right, let's get some stuff on. Get my filters. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Right. Has anyone played, like, while I'm doing this, has anyone played, like, Valheim, or whatever it's called? It's, like, the new hotness, right? Or I saw it kicking around. It looks kind of sweet and kind of cute in an interesting way. I've been very tempted to give it a shot. Or once a window opens up. I mean, if and when that ever happens. But then I need to get back into playing Hades. And if I don't play Gothic 2 eventually, then Strider is just going to kill me. But, And then there's... Oh, fuck, what was that? Constructing game. Dyson Sphere Project. Kind of want to play that. Oh, there's so much to play. Did anyone play Pharaoh when they were a kid? Because I've been watching a lot of like Let's Plays of that lately. I've kind of been getting back into city builders. I say getting back into watching people play city builders. That's as exciting as my life is at the moment. Streaming source text patrons. Yes. Yeah, here we go. Okay, boom. Yes. Okay. Right. Yes. Yes, okay, perfect. So that's one set. Excellent. Cannot use Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Discord, and social media. Fuck yeah, that's a big lockout of stuff. I mean, like, a lot of people are using like Twitch to kind of play games online now. Generally, like when I started playing D&D, I mean, I was very lucky to live in London, to be honest. But I joined a Let's Meetup. Was it Let's Meetup? It was just Meetup, right? And that was so useful. Like, I was very lucky to find a nice group of players, and I've basically been playing with the same-ish group, right, for about 12 years? 13 years? Yes, about that. Which is pretty ridiculous. Okay. Okay, that one's fine. Yes, and one last one. Oh my god, this is so exciting for everyone. We're at 3.5 something. Can we have the classic GIF, Annie, in the corner back? Yeah, we've had the Hades one for what, about 3 months now, right? Yeah, I should probably update that. I kind of, again, what I wanted to do was have a collection of them. Maybe I'll do that in... I might release the files for that. So if anyone wants to create one, that could be kind of fun, right? Because I wanted a whole host, right? And then I just randomly roll and we'd see which one we've got that day, right? Oh, it's like, here's the Link avatar, right? Or here's Mario or Sonic or like whatever. Or, you know, whatever I'm thinking about. And just, again, didn't happen, right? Because... right. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Lovely to chat as always. Blah 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 blah. You're so cool, and etc etc. Patrons probably updated except for the subs, but I need to fix that. So yeah, super thank you to everyone for subbing and donating and subscribing through Patreon and Coffee and Twitch. Thanks for all your support. It really, really does mean a lot to me. It's super kind and super generous of you. And as I kind of mentioned earlier, it does help me to stay focused through social shaming on these really large projects. So we've had some cool stuff come out in the last week. We've hopefully got some cool stuff coming up as well. I really want to get the first Monster Maker chunk done for Foundry. And, I mean, we're kind of there, fingers crossed. And we'll have something to show off. So yeah, a huge thank you as always to my Prime Sigils, Adivar Stragat, Alexander Von Bose, Anthony Kampler, Barkstone, Burb Marrows, Derek Hajik, Dor Sivan, FC Wessel, Fallon Twinbear, George, Hoots Kenku, Jordan Lyndon Lees, I always stumble on that one, Mickey Minaj, Necrotic Fawn, Nick Gable, Strider, and Tristan Bassinet. Super kind of you to contribute as much as you do. It's humbling. So yeah, thank you everyone, and thank you for all of your support. How many times can I say support? Support. Oh, hey Vagabond, how's it going? I caught the last bits. Looks amazing. Giffy, keep up the good work. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so yeah, we've got I mean, I guess you'll see in the VOD, right? I've got a lot of actually. Okay, let me just dip back out for 2 seconds. For 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Quick quest. Boom, here's your Foundry modules. It's done, it's out, it's ready to play with. Links in the Discord and on the Reddit. And Monster Maker, it is in progress. It's close to a phase 1-ish release, which is going to be very bare bones. There's going to be like some finicky stuff. It's probably not going to work 100%, but it's going to be a demo of kind of what's going to happen. So yeah, so this is going to be the Monster Maker sheet, and you're going to have some sexy fun times with monsters. Cool. So that's it. I'm off. Good night, everyone. Lovely to chat. I picked the wrong one. That wasn't supposed to be it. But yeah, we're here. Right, so thanks everyone. Lovely to chat. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all again, possibly on Thursday. More likely on Sunday, we'll kind of see. So thanks for tuning in, lovely to chat, and good night. Mwah. Why did I do that? Anyway, good night.